Hello, hello, hello. Um, guess what, everybody who normally follows my streams? My sound monitoring is working again, and I have no idea why. It's just completely a mystery why I can actually hear myself right now. Cause I basically changed no settings since the last times I've streamed, and now it's working again. So I don't really know what to do with that information, but I am grateful that my sound monitoring is working again. Um. Anyways, hello everybody. Nice to see all of you again. Um. Hopefully, uh, hopefully I'm reaching you at a good time for you to get your work done. Whether as a video or as a live stream, either one. I enjoy both types of viewers. Anyways, hello, hello, Daniel. I am actually getting this. I've actually got the stream up and running, and I don't know if you've mentioned. Oh, hey, Alia. I can actually hear myself again, which is great. Um, and I have no idea why, which is not so great. But I'm just grateful that things are going pretty well with the stream setup. Anyways, some logistics before we get started with the actual work session and whatnot. So, this is a study stream. I don't know if you could tell based off of the title of the stream. We work for 50-minute Pomodoro sessions with 10-minute breaks. During those 10-minute breaks, I go over some good habits for resting your eyes and making sure to get up and walk around. How am I? Oh, awesome, awesome, nice. Always good to spend some time with family and whatnot. Um, Hopefully nice and relatively safe from things like the virus and whatnot. But yeah, that's always nice. In terms of how I'm doing, I just woke up from a nap, which is why this is delayed and why I'm a bit out of it right now. But slowly I'm sort of gaining back my, focus and consciousness and whatnot. Yeah, staying home is probably a good move. Um, you are dead, working too much in school. That is relatable. There's a project I have personally due tonight that I am almost absolutely certain I will not reach the deadline for. So I'm probably going to take the L and turn it in a day late, which is like a 5-point penalty. But I would rather get the extra 24 hours to assure that, you know, I get closer to a 95% and sort of like half-ass it with the upper bound of like a 100%. Um, cool. Another chem test tomorrow. That sounds awful. Um, wow, 3 tests in a row. That's pretty hardcore. Uh, Damn. That sounds like a lot of work. Hopefully this session will hopefully this session will help make at least some of that review and preparation more enjoyable. And hopefully that ending yourself is figurative, like in a video game, not not really real. Because yeah, yes. All right, cool. Just wanted to confirm, all in a video game. Anyways, just so I go over the basic logistics of how this stream works for people who may be watching this as a video for the first time, or people who may be hopping into the live stream for the first time. Not that that normally happens anymore, but it can happen. So the way this works, 15-minute work sessions, 10-minute breaks. I go through some eye rest habits and some reminders to get up and walk around during those breaks. I also engage in talk with chat. As you can probably tell at this point, if you want to talk with me, there's a nice Discord community up in the top left of the screen. Super fun, although super nascent Discord server. Still have to do a lot to set things up. Hopefully we'll get to that over the Thanksgiving break. in the U.S. Yeah, I mean, I do have this like screen right here that like shows me the actual overlay. So yeah, I can pretty accurately point to like right at the corner, and then like, boop. Yep. Anyways, these aren't like actually things that are floating in midair. In my dorm room, by the way, these are just the things on the screen. Um, what else? What else? What was I saying? Oh yeah. Basic habits I always like to try to encourage for people to tune into the stream. A good way to make sure you're focused on your work is to both be specific about your work and to have some sort of public commitment towards completing your work. I often recommend that if you are watching live and you're comfortable with it, then you maybe want to type out in the live chat what you're trying to get done over the next 2 sessions in the case of this stream, just so that it's specific in your mind and just so that you have a sense of public accountability. If you're not comfortable with that, an alternative thing you can do is to write down your task on a post-it note and post it in the top right corner of your screen. That means if someone walks by, they know what you need to be doing, and you're then publicly accountable to what is on your computer screen. It also means you can always see in the top right corner of your screen what you need to be doing at any given time. So that's just some basic things I always recommend. In terms of what I'm trying to get done, I'm rapidly trying to finish that operating systems project that is due tonight, but there's no way I can actually finish tonight. So you'll just see me hunched over in Eclipse, trying to figure out why C is being uncooperative. There's usually about several thousand ways why it's being uncooperative. And yeah, econ, math review, and app development. Good arrangement of things to do. Nice. Wonderful. Yeah, C is horrible. C is god awful. C is definitely not. Well, I mean, C is super useful actually if you can actually tame it. The taming it is the wonderful part. That's why I love my operating systems class. Anyways, some other things I always recommend before you actually we start our work session. I always advise people to shift their environment to make it as conducive to work as possible. That means closing apps, closing programs that are irrelevant to what you want to get done, and having the apps and programs and windows open that you know you're going to need open ahead of time. That lowers the friction for actually starting work, and that increases the friction to access distractions. You can also do this with your physical environment, so moving to a more quiet place always helps. If you can't do that, at least telling those around you that you're going to be working or giving some signal that you're going to be working can do wonders. A forced group session. Yeah, actually, I do have the premium version of the app. So if you want, I can see if we can set something up. Don't exactly know how this is best run. But yeah, I mean, I have the premium version. So maybe... let's see. How does this work? Does anyone know how you're supposed to make a room in Forest? Oh, you've created it. Do you want to host a link of some kind? Awesome. How does this work? I will also try to figure out how to integrate this into this system. Click on the top. Oh, I see. Okay, so join room. Nice. Right. And then that's the code. I'll see if I can start doing this as well, like setting these up at the beginning of every study session. Because I think, yeah, this is super helpful. It does mean I also have to align it with my sound in the actual stream. But yeah, this is super helpful in aligning everybody. So Yeah. You looks like you've already got the 50 minutes set up. I'll also set 50 minutes on the timer just so that people following along, say like a video, or people who tune in the middle also have a chance to work alongside. So I have my 50 minutes set up. Uh, yeah, it's just us three right now, but I'm hopeful that maybe someone else turns up. Um, like the YouTube algorithm could be nice to me for once. Bless me with like another person giving me watch hours. Anyways, yeah, I think the room looks good. I'm going to make sure that the music is working. Looks like we got sound there. All right, I think we're good. Don't actually joke about that. That violates YouTube's terms of service if you use bots to boost your channel. Please don't do that. That's a joke. That's a joke. YouTube management. That's a joke. Yeah, I was just completely joking about that. There's no bots involved. Um, yeah. So you'll start it at the same time that I will. Cool. So I'm gonna turn off the break time elements, and we're gonna start getting ready to begin. Yes, good one. Very much a good one. All right, cool. Looks like we're all prepped to start working. Let me just test that the timer on stream can sound. Okay, well, that's weird. This looks like this isn't the ding in stream isn't like happening. Sorry. Give me a second. Oh man, sound system, what are you doing to me? 1 second. Apologies for delaying everybody. Let me just make sure. Let's just put you on the default and see what that does. No? Nothing? Okay, that's weird. We can try on that one. Nope. All right then. Huh. All right. Looks like no actual ding on my side for the timer, but that's okay. I'll just make sure to keep an eye on the timer. So yeah, I think we're all good to get started. I think I've delayed us working for long enough at this point. So yeah, I think we can start the timer. Or I guess you have started the timer. It's all right. I'll set the timer going on my end, and I'll keep it up to pace with the timer enforced. So no worries. This is about aligned. So yeah, good luck everybody. Hope you enjoy your work session. And yeah, I'll see you at the other side when the break begins. Okay, I think that is the end of the first session. Really quick, I actually don't know if my timer sound is working correctly, so let me just quickly test some things. Hold on a second. Let me restart my timer and see if that helps with the sound. Hmm. It doesn't look like my timer sound is like working for some reason, and I have honestly no idea why, because I can hear it, but no one else seems to be able to, which is quite weird. Um, yeah, it's very puzzling. Maybe. Hmm. Okay, so that works, but uh, hmm. Anyways, yeah, that is our break. Now I can't actually hear myself, so I guess it's a bit of a trade-off. You know what? I'll even have to switch this just to make sure I can hear myself. I see that you are pretty drained, Daniel. So it's you've obviously been working hard throughout this entire time. So if you do need to take a break at any point, you know, maybe head to bed early. Uh, feel free to. Uh, or if you need to stay up to keep working, I'm still around here. Anyways, yep, that is the first session done. We need to do our customary eye rest break. So for those viewers who are new, what that entails is finding an object that is safe to look at, that is 6 to 7 meters away or farther, which is about 20 feet or farther, to stare at for about a minute, since we've been staring at close screens for about an hour. So I'm going to ask you to please find an object that you can stare at for 60 seconds that is that distance away, while I set up the 1-minute timer that we're going to use. Yeah, that definitely sounds like it should be the case for you that you should sleep then. Um, Definitely resting when you feel tired is highly recommended. What would happen, Alia? Hey, 15 minutes of work is still work, so nothing, no shame there. Yeah, I'm actually curious what's going on as well. Oh, wow. Huh. Damn. Uh, wow. That definitely sounds like something to a reason to step away from the computer to to stop working and whatnot, just to check on that. But yeah, glad you're back. You're also just in time for the eye break. Yeah, the tree did die for a good cause. And once we start using forest more, we'll grow an entire forest. So it's fine. You know what? We're gonna replace those trees over time, one day at a time. So no worries. Anyways, hopefully everyone has found an object to stare at for about a minute. I guess even if you're only staying up for like 15 more minutes to work, still nice to take an eye rest break really quick. before continuing on. So I'm going to encourage people to find an object. All right. Sorry. Before I engage with chat, I do want to just get through the 1 minute, and then we'll talk amongst ourselves. So really briefly, I'm going to start the 1 minute timer for everyone following for the eye rest habit. Please start looking at your object. Just make sure your eyes are nice and relaxed. Make sure you blink, but don't force it. Just stare at the faraway object and keep your eyes nice and relaxed. It's good to do this even when you're not working, say just using the computer for long periods of time. It helps with eye fatigue, helps with some of the headaches that sort of become onset when you use a computer for long periods of time. Overall, a good habit to have, especially for long periods of work, especially when working into the night. Although it's a bit harder to find faraway objects that are well lit during the night. Keep looking. I think the timer sound should work. There we go. So that is that. Awesome. I'll set like a 8-minute timer for the rest of the break. And yeah, the chat can continue on. So what exactly happened? There were points where you wanted to go. Oh yeah, Forest is really, Forest is a solid app for that. Stopping you from using your phone and whatnot. Unfortunately, it's not perfect for me because I always need my phone for multi-factor authentication. But yeah, that's a sudden scare sounds like a good reason to hop off the actual work session briefly. So very much understandable. Very much understandable. Oh no, I was just making sure I was understanding. Sorry, my full attention wasn't to what was going on in chat because I just wanted to make sure we all got through the eye rest. Yeah. Oh wow, damn. That's strange coincidence. Yeah, I mean, I think you're not the only one, by the way, Daniel. Everyone's subjects are sort of really dependent on screens. I mean, I struggle to think of many subjects that aren't even like, I don't know, with more tech, a lot of even not intuitively technological work still is somewhat related to screens in one way or another. All our free time is also related to screens. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really a good solution for that, unfortunately. Besides being really conscientious about keeping your eyes rested and whatnot. So yeah, I mean that's what these eye rest habits are for. It's the best solution, at least I've so far come up with, given that like screens aren't going away anytime soon. I've heard that projectors can sometimes be less stressful on your eyes, but there's a big trade-off in terms of visibility. How productive was I? Oh yeah, I should mention. Yeah, I mean, I struggled with a bit trying to figure out what was the issue with the sound at the beginning, but for the most part, yeah, I've been working on my thing. I probably should be more used to using Eclipse just because me figuring out how to use it correctly in terms of setting things up and using features of the IDE correctly sort of bogged me down from the actual programming and whatnot. Oh yes, I do use Notion. Notion is a lifesaver. My school actually gives free premium subscriptions for while you're enrolled. So yes, I use Notion so much. I'm currently in the process of transitioning my Google Drive system over to Notion, just because Notion is so much better. Yeah, Notion is a lifesaver. It also makes just setting up systems really fun which is something that is sorely lacking in a lot of other systems. Like Google Drive, for example, I mean, it's okay, but it's like it's not enjoyable and it's not as personalized as like using Notion, because Notion is so goddamn fun to play with. Um, Also templates too, like in case you don't actually want to be that person who like optimizes everything. Like there's so many templates in the community too that you can just like swipe, and then also personalize yourself if you don't fully find the templates useful. I don't know. Notion is just such a great product. It's like this isn't a. I'm not sponsored by Notion, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. But you know, Notion hit me up. Yeah, no, I love Notion. Notion is great. And yeah, in terms of like IDEs and stuff, yeah, it's mostly just Eclipse on my end. I think I used to have Visual Studio installed, but it's quite bulky. I don't really do much development outside of well, I don't really do much development in general. Most of my computer science is like Java and C, occasionally Python and R, which have their own IDEs. So yeah, so far no need for like the big bulky Visual Studio package. Visual Studio Code though, for just basic text editing, still very useful. Completely like super flexible for just any type of source code file that you end up stumbling upon. So definitely have that in preparation for just random things that I don't know the origin of. Yeah. Oh, I do want to encourage everyone to get up and walk around. Why don't we get up for like about 2 minutes? Maybe grab some water or whatnot. And yeah, stretch your legs for a bit. And we'll meet up back at like the 1 minute mark. Talk a bit more and update the overlay before we get started with our second work session. I think you should try to stand, Daniel. It's probably like evidence that you do need to actually do this. That's just a hunch on my part, but that would be my assessment of that. So really quick, yeah, I just want to encourage people watching to get up and walk around. So why don't we meet back up at the 1 minute mark? Oh, you do want to sleep though. Yeah, that's fair actually. Stretching your legs a bit, I don't think is that disruptive. Just don't like get super active or whatnot. But yeah, stretching your legs and whatnot, I don't think is that detrimental to you going to sleep. We'll talk about it once we're back in about a minute, I think. Hopefully people are stretched a bit. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, Daniel, in your case, you know, you seem pretty tired and whatnot. So again, no worries if you need to step out and just go to sleep. I highly recommend you do that if you are tired, because that's your body definitely telling you that you should rest. So if you can rest, you should definitely listen to your body about that. Anyways, really quick, let's just update some of the overlay to reflect our progress. So that's 1 out of 2 Pomodoros done. I really wish there was a good like forest app that I could include into my overlay, but there really isn't, and that sort of bothers me a lot because like that seems like such a good way to like automatically track all of this. Although I could look into other solutions, I guess. There's 3. I'm gonna count that as 3 work sessions, even though Alia had to leave quite early in the first one. Still effort. Effort is what and attempts are what matter. I think that timer just went off. So Let me see. Hold on a second. Yep. So, we should be all set up and prepared to get to our second work session. Good job so far to everybody who's actually been working alongside. Again, Daniel, if you do need to go to sleep, feel free to leave the actual stream whenever you need to. All right, cool. Wow, that was nice and abrupt. Yeah, definitely sleep. It's really healthy that you do actually get a full night of sleep. So, enjoy your rest. Yeah, you know what? You could try setting up the forest room again. We can grow a sapling. Yes, definitely sleep in preparation for that test. See you, Daniel. Thanks so much for joining up with the stream. Yeah, I'll join in on the room. Goodbye. I'll figure out a system, Alia, for setting this up on future streams, as well, on my end, just to make this as easy as possible for everybody involved. Again, lack of a desktop app for Forest sort of makes it a bit difficult, but you know. Yeah, definitely do that. I don't know, like, I guess you could, instead of doing deep focus mode, you could maybe do some things that add friction in other ways, like just putting the phone in like either a different room or like maybe in a box and inside a drawer or something, just more steps. All right, that's the room code. Cool. I'm going to join that room. Joining the room. Sorry, what was the code? 58PFJFC. It says I can't join the room. Are you sure the code is right, Alia? Did something come up? Oh, nice. All good, no worries. There we go. See you. Cool. I'm gonna prepare the actual stream timer for people who aren't following along in Forest. So why don't I get that set up? So our timer on stream is also 15 minutes long. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. Let me make sure the music is all nice and reset as well to help us focus. Wait. Okay, that's plugged into the wrong thing. I want to be listening to myself. So this should be routed to the actual USB. There we go. All right, cool. Cool. Nice. Physics. Fun. Hopefully, this nice focused music sessions will, help you concentrate. Yes, good old yummy and yucky physics. Best kinds of physics. Yeah, hopefully this, concentrated Rainforest music that we'll be listening to over, the next 15 minutes will help you focus. All right, cool. I think we are all set to go. So I am going to start the music going first, and then me and Alia will coordinate starting the Forest timer, and then we'll get back to work. So first I'm going to start the music. Looks like the music is working. All right, so Alia, you and me are gonna coordinate the pressing of our buttons, even though I think there's actually a delay. So that's probably not gonna work. So I'm just gonna start it now, and then your thing is gonna start like a second or two after mine. So yeah, definitely go. Awesome, yeah. All right, good luck, everybody. Okay. That is the second work session done. Hopefully that was nice and productive for everybody following along. Yeah, so first things first, we should probably do the eye rest habit just to make sure we're not overstraining our eyes by looking at close objects for extended periods of time. So I am going to set up a 1-minute timer. Hopefully everyone following along can find an object that's 6 to 7 meters away or farther, and that is safe to look at, because we're about to look at such objects soon. I'm glad it was really good for you, Alia. Yeah, progress is progress. In my case, I sort of am hitting a brick wall with the programming, but definitely, still progress. Oh yeah, being in the flow, being in the zone, getting in flow is really good. I'm still not quite there yet, just because I've been trying to solve the same problem for a while now, but I'm getting there. Yeah, it is still good. All right, we have our 1-minute timer set up. So, yes, I will get there eventually. I'm going to have to if I want an actual Thanksgiving break. So, why don't we start looking at our object, and I'm going to start the timer. All right, the timer is going. Please look at your object. Again, make sure to relax your eyes. Focus on the object in terms of concentrating your attention, but keep your eyes relaxed. Make sure you're blinking. Keep looking. I'm very certain I clicked the button correctly. Keep looking. And almost there. There we go. All right. So, let's see. Yes, how was it for you as well? If you're around on Do Not Disturb on Discord. I'm gonna update the overlay as that is happening. Hello. How was your physics work? Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. So, let me update this so that we know that 2 out of 2 sessions were completed. And that was another 3 sessions from the group, so that's a total of 6. Very solid haul for just 2 hours of work. That's good. That's good. Getting a lot of work done. That's the objective, anyways. Hopefully that frees up a bunch of time right now for you to sort of enjoy the rest of your night or sleep early or whatnot, or just do whatever. Now that you've gotten a lot of work done. Yeah. So, I also usually end these with a productivity tip. I am sort of blanking right now. It's probably the sleep deprivation, not gonna lie. I gotta rack my brain a bit just to think of something I haven't already said. There's plenty of productivity tips out there. The direction to take this one is a bit weird, just because I don't really know what would be necessarily relevant. Oh yeah, that definitely happens. Just blanking out before you start being able to get into flow. Yeah, I mean, the concept of flow is very interesting. Basically, if you want to get into flow, what you essentially have to do is you have to get a fine balance between having stuff, working on something that is challenging enough to engage your mind, but not challenging enough that you don't think you can complete anything. It's like a fine balance there. I think the original like book or paper about flow mentions a bunch of other stuff, like quick feedback or whatever, or something like that. I can't quite remember, which is why I'm hesitant to use this as my productivity tip. But I guess the most basic thing is like, if you're in a situation where you're not really engaging with your work, either because the work is really boring or the work is too difficult, you can tweak things ever so slightly about your task to make it so that it's more feasible to get into flow. So for example, if you're doing something really boring, like sorting something, and you're really unmotivated to actually do it because it's just really tedious and boring, incorporating things that make it more challenging can actually make you more engaged in doing it. So for example, if I have to say like sort files by hand, right? A way to engage myself would be to give myself a challenge, right? So like, say I force myself to sort at a certain rate, and I try to beat my high score every single time. That would engage me more, rather than just me, lazily like sorting through files. On the other hand, with difficult tasks, sometimes it's a good idea to break it down into much smaller chunks so that it's a lot easier to feel like you're making progress. This is a bit harder to pull off because if it was that easy to break down a difficult task into easier tasks, you would do that. Honestly, sometimes what makes a task difficult is that it's hard to break it down into easier tasks. But yeah, the general gist is you make getting progress super attainable, so that despite the entire effort being really hard, you're still engaged moment to moment because you still feel like you're making progress moment to moment. So yeah, that is just like a basic sort of like mindset I sort of have when I'm trying to make sure I'm engaged with what I'm doing. I think it's partially covered in what's his name? The guy who came up with the concept of flow. He has a very complicated to pronounce last name, Csikszentmihalyi or something like that. His work, I think it's either a book or a paper, goes into much more detail about the conditions you need to generate flow. But that, I think, is one of the main ones, if I remember correctly. So that is, I guess, the tip I'm going to leave off this stream with. Hopefully that's useful at any point. If you're dealing with something that's super tedious or super difficult and you feel unmotivated to do it because of that, I think that's where we're going to end off tonight's stream. Hopefully the stream tonight was very engaging and very helpful. And hopefully everybody who followed along got a lot of work done. Yeah. So I guess I'll be streaming tomorrow at my usual time, which is 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. GMT. So I will see all of you who turn out live tomorrow. If you enjoyed this content, please feel free to like and subscribe if you've not already. That helps my videos all the time. Helps me get these out to more people. With more people, there's more social accountability, and we all get more work done. So yeah, happy to see everyone's happy. Good night to everybody, and thank you.